What is up? Back here with a video where I share my thoughts and opinions, and honestly, the top 5, bottom 5 least favorite WWE DVDs I have in my collection. A couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago now, I did my top 5 favorites, and these are just ones in no particular order. I just regret buying. I don't recommend buying the most, if that makes sense. I did a collection video a little bit ago now, if I remember. It'll be like the end screen kind of deal along with the top 5 favorite, and these are just in no particular order, just ones that drag for myself personally whenever I have watched them, and eventually I hope to review these for the channel kind of deal. But again, no particular order. Let's get started with the first one. This one is probably the one that I regret getting the most. Bloodbath Wrestling's most incredible steel cage matches. I think I said this before. I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of 1, steel cage matches, and 2, blood and wrestling. Why I picked this one up, I don't know. For all I know, it could have been like a friend's older sibling stopped watching wrestling and they gave this DVD to me because they knew that I was new to wrestling, because it came out in like 03, 04 time period. And out of the 5 that kind of made it to this video, this one is probably going to be the toughest watch to review, so don't hold your breath. Rest of them would be easy to sit through in comparison, but yeah, for myself personally, it's one of those things that I just don't like it kind of deal. Like, no matter how many times I try and sit back and watch it, I just can't for whatever reason, hence why it's on this list. Number 4 is the 30 Years of Survivor Series. I think Survivor Series, in particular 2016, will always have a special place in my heart because that was the first WWE pay-per-view that I went to. But out of the big 5, it's one that my least favorite kind of deal out of, like, whether it's WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, Survivor Series. For the big 4, if you want to do Money in the Bank, it's my 5th one out of the big 5. But yeah, for this one, matches were just there for myself personally. But the biggest gripe for me is disc 1, the top 30 moments. And if you follow WWE on YouTube, like, checked out their channel and how they do the top 10 moments from Raw, SmackDown, NXT pay-per-views, that kind of deal, it's done the same way, but top 30 in Survivor Series. Like, there's nobody that there's no talking heads kind of deal. But yeah, just for disc 1 in particular is the biggest reason why it's on my list kind of deal and whatnot. Third one I'm going to talk about is Allied Powers, the world's greatest tag teams, and this one is, format wise, bugs me every single time I try and watch it. And I don't remember the exact order of, like, the matches, but it goes from like 89 to like 97 to 87 to like 01 to like 91 to 99 to like 86 kind of deal, just back and forth. And if it was something like the history of the Intercontinental Championship, where it's like disc 1 was the 80s and then mix and match there, disc 2 was 90s, mix and match there, disc 3 is the 2000s, mix and match there, my brain could handle that. This, how it's done, where it goes from decade to decade and whatnot, just back and forth, I don't even know, free throw or free flowing or whatever the right word is, not like the best. And again, this could be just how my brain is, and I can't sit back and enjoy it. If it was like disc 1 was the 80s, it goes from 80 to 85 to 83 to 88 to 84 to 89 to 81, that would be more okay, if that makes sense, for my brain. I still wouldn't like it, but it still would be better than what we got, if that makes sense. Fourth one that I'm going to talk about that I just flat out don't like is John Cena iconic matches. And whenever I think of John Cena's iconic matches, WrestleMania 28, WrestleMania 22, 23 comes to mind. CM Punk on that one episode of Raw in like February of 2013 does his match against Mark Henry come to mind in 2013 for the WWE Championship? What about his match against Battleground in 2014? Does that come to mind? And then a match on Raw again in 2014 against Cesaro come to mind as iconic matches? No, when I say no, it shouldn't in comparison to other matches that he's had throughout his career. And this DVD, I think, came out in 2017, 2018 time period and whatnot. But even like still, his match against Shawn Michaels on that episode of Raw in like the UK is more iconic in like 5 minutes than these 3 matches are. And it's just dumb, and I'm dumb for buying this and not reading the back and reading which matches are on this set. And you only get those 3 matches: Mark Henry, Cesaro, and then Cena, Roman Reigns, somebody and somebody at Battleground 2014 kind of deal. It's just not, it's just, they are like, spend your $5 or $10 on something else. Like Cena's wristbands, you probably get more bang for your buck than this DVD, to be honest. But yeah, that's it for number 4 that I'm going to talk about. On to the last one. Last one I'm going to talk about is, again, in no particular order, but Brothers of Destruction's greatest matches. And I've said it before, I'm not a fan of Undertaker, I'm not a fan of Kane, I'm not a fan of Brothers of Destruction. Why did I get this one? I have honestly no idea. It was probably because it was like $10 maybe, like after taxes and shipping, or yeah, no, I got it in person, so it's taxes. But yeah, just there, like not worth getting. It's by no means a bad one. It's just I'm not a fan of the 2 main guys, kind of deal involved in this. But yeah, it's just there kind of deal. So those are my personal bottom 5 DVDs I have in regards to WWE in my collection, with the exception of the steel cage one. All of them I will do, and even with the steel cage one, it's like, do I do it? Do I want to sit through watching it again? Kind of deal, because the other ones, there's at least some sort of relatively positive about it kind of deal. Like there's some, maybe not the most positive, but some. And again, these are in no particular order. It's just bottom 5 kind of deal. I could have thrown in like the Superstar Collection ones, but even then, you got a couple of guys with their first and only DVD kind of deal. But yeah, overall, just these ones I personally don't recommend getting if you're in Canada or the US or Region 1 kind of deal. But that's it. Treat yourself as well as possible, mentally, emotionally, and physically.